Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to SCT University. I am Ramandeep, Faculty of Nursing. Today we will discuss about leadership in nursing management. Whenever we hear the success stories of any organization, we are immediately reminded of their leaders. Can you imagine Microsoft without Bill Gates, Reliance Industries without Ambani's, Infosys without Narayan Murthy, Tata without J.R.D. Tata, or Wipro without Azim Premji? The leaders always play a key role for the success and excellence of any organization. Leadership is the activity of influencing people to strive willingly for group objectives. Leadership is the art or process of influencing people so that they will strive willingly and enthusiastically towards the achievement of group goals. Leadership is a set of interpersonal behaviors designed to influence employees to cooperate in the achievement of objectives. Leadership is both a process and property. The process of leadership is the use of non-coercive influence to direct and coordinate the activities of the members of an organized group towards the accomplishment of group objectives. As a property, leadership is a set of qualities or characteristics attributed to those who are perceived to successfully employ such influence. Leadership indicates ability of the individual to influence others. Leadership tries to bring change in the behavior of others. Leadership indicates interpersonal relations between leaders and followers. Leadership is exercised to achieve common goals of the organization. Leadership is a continuous process. While discussing about leadership, it is important to understand leader-follower relationship. Many times the success of an organization is attributed to the leader, but due credit is not given to the followers. Many followers-related factors like their skills, knowledge, commitment, willingness to cooperate, team spirit, etc. make a person an effective leader. It is said that followers make a person a good leader by acceptance of leadership. Therefore, it is to be recognized that both leader and followers play key roles in the leadership process. Leadership influences the behavior of people and makes them to positively contribute their energies for the benefit of the organization. Good leaders always produce good results through their followers. A leader maintains personal relations and helps followers in fulfilling their needs. He provides needed confidence, support, and encouragement and thereby creates congenial work environment. Leader plays a key role in introducing required changes in the organization. He persuades, clarifies, and inspires people to accept changes wholeheartedly. Thus, he overcomes the problem of resistance to change and introduces it with minimum discontentment. A leader handles conflicts effectively and does not allow adverse effects resulting from the conflicts. A good leader always allows his followers to ventilate their feelings and disagreements but persuades them by giving suitable clarifications. Leader provides training to their subordinates. A good leader always builds up his successor and helps in smooth succession of process. Physical features like height, weight, health, appearance determine the physical personality of an individual. It is believed that good physical features attract people. Health and endurance helps a leader to work hard, which inspires others to work with same tempo. A good leader should have required knowledge and competence. Only such person can instruct subordinates correctly and influence them. A leader should possess high level of integrity and honesty. He should be the role model to others regarding the ethics and values. A leader should have courage and initiative. He should not wait for opportunities to come to his way. Rather, he should grab the opportunity and use it to the advantage of organization. A leader should be a good communicator. He should have the capacity to clearly explain his ideas and make the people to understand his ideas. He should be not only good speaker but a good listener, teacher, counselor and persuader. A leader should be an effective motivator. He should understand the need of the people and motivate them through satisfying their needs. A leader should have high level of self-confidence. He should not lose his confidence even in most difficult times. In fact, if the leader lacks self-confidence, he cannot provide confidence to his followers. Leaders should be decisive in managing the work. Once he is convinced about a fact, he should be firm and should not change opinions frequently. A leader should be sociable and friendly with his colleagues and followers. He should understand people and maintain good human relations with them. It is not possible for any individual to have all the qualities, but an understanding about these qualities will help the managers to acquire them through training and conscious efforts.
There are many ways in which the styles of leadership is classified. The most commonly used one is on the use of authority. There are three kinds of styles of leadership based on use of authority. First one is autocratic, second is democratic, and the third one is laissez-faire or free rein leadership.
Autocratic or authoritarian leadership. An autocratic leader gives orders and expects his subordinates to obey those orders. If a manager is following this style, then communication is only one way with the subordinate, only acting according to the command given by the manager. This leader is dogmatic, that is, does not change or wish to be contradicted. His following is based on the assumption that reward or punishment both can be given depending upon the result. This leadership style is effective in getting productivity in many situations, like in a factory where the supervisor is responsible for production on time and has to ensure labor productivity. Quick decision making is also facilitated, but there are variations also. They may listen to everyone's opinion, consider subordinates' idea and concerns, but the decision will be their own. In nursing management, this kind of leadership is effective in emergency situations. Democratic leader. A democratic leader will develop action plans and makes decisions in consultation with his subordinates. He will encourage them to participate in decision making. This kind of leadership style is more common nowadays, since leaders also recognize that people perform best if they have set their own objectives. They also need to respect the other's opinion and support subordinates to perform their duties and accomplish organizational objectives. They exercise more control by using forces within the group. Laissez-faire or free rein leader. Such a leader does not believe in the use of power unless it is absolutely essential. The followers are given a high degree of independence to formulate their own objectives and ways to achieve them. The group members work on their own tasks, resolving issues themselves. The manager is there only to support them and supply them the required information to complete the task assigned. At the same time, the subordinate assumes responsibility for the work to be performed. Depending upon the situation, a leader may choose to exercise a combination of these styles when required.
So today we have discussed about leadership in nursing management. Next time we meet, we will be discussing about communication. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. See you next time.